Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living. It's New Year's and what we're doing is we're making a banana pumpkin pie. It's very interesting, and at the very end of the video I'm going to give you my conclusion of what I think about the pie.
Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living, a whole food plant-based lifestyle.
Today Linda is going to assist me, or at least help me.
Keep him company and give him some teasing.
That's right, some company. Okay, so the ingredients are really simple for this. You're going to need to have a blender. We just turned on the oven at 350 degrees, and I'm going to blind bake this pie shell before I put the ingredients into it. You need pumpkin pie spice, and it's a blend of what? Do you remember what this stuff is made of?
See. The ingredients are cinnamon, ginger, lemon peel, nutmeg, cloves, cardamom, star anise, fennel, and a little black pepper for pumpkin, salt-free pumpkin pie spice.
We bought this particular one at Sam's Club. It was like a couple bucks, and right now they're on sale because everybody's making pumpkin spice. You're going to need half a cup of non-dairy milk. We're using hazelnut. It's got 2 times more fruit. Anyway, it's only 90 calories per cup. You'll need some vegan cane sugar, and we're only using a 1/4 cup. Another alternative choice you could use is maple syrup. We're going to make, as our binding ingredient, we're going to make 2 flax eggs, which is a tablespoon each, 3 tablespoons of water.
Plus 3 overripe bananas and 2 cups of pumpkin puree.
Some lemon zest and lemon juice. And that's it. We're gonna put all the ingredients in here. It's gonna be super fast, super easy, and I think you'll enjoy this video. Don't you think so, Annie?
I do.
All right, so let's get started. When you buy these pre-formed crusts, and there's nothing wrong with buying this, but if you're one of these people who make your own crust, wonderful. Use your glass pie plate and it'll make it easier for you. But if you're like me, a new baker, and you just want to test things out, you can buy these relatively inexpensive. Peel off the wax paper from the top and put in some parchment paper. Like so. Then put in your pie beans. These are red beans. And put your beans in the middle. If you don't do this, what will happen is as it bakes, the walls might come forward, or it might actually physically break when you're cooking. This pushes the beans against the walls of the pie shell, keeps it for you. Okay? You don't have to worry about folding these things. You're just going to do it like this. As soon as it comes to 350 degrees, we're going to stick it in there for 15 minutes, and that will assure you that the bottom crust is going to be cooked prior to putting all this liquid ingredient in it. Right, honey?
Right.
All right, so before we put in the pie, we're really close now to putting the pie shell in the oven. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put it in right now. And then you're going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Okay, and then we set timer. Okay, and then we're going to take that pan I have in the oven out because I've noticed I have some drippings on it, and we don't want the alarm to go off, do we, honey?
No, we don't. It's loud.
So we'll take that out and we'll fix that in a minute. Okay, all right. Right after you put in your pie shell to blind bake, your next most important part is you have to create your flax egg. So it's really easy. You're going to take 1 tablespoon at a time. Let me show you. I'm using Sprouts organic ground flaxseed. When the flaxseed is ground, it's really flax meal. So you're just going to make sure you have a teaspoon. Now for every tablespoon that you put in, you're going to put in 3 tablespoons of warm water. It takes approximately 15 minutes for this to bind.
And the flaxseed works as an alternative thickening agent to a normal egg. That's why it's called a flax egg. It's the vegan alternative, which you may have heard Gary say before.
Thanks, honey. I'm going to use this to mix it in. Now, if you use warm water rather than cold water, of course, it's going to be more gelatinous faster, and that's what you want. All right, so we're going to continue putting in our pumpkin into the blender over here. Now, when you buy these pumpkins, these canned pumpkins, they make 2 different types. This is puree. That's what you want for this particular pie. Not the, what is the other one called?
It's ready to make into a pie right away.
Yeah, it's like
Has
a
all the
ready
ingredients.
pie mix. You don't want that for this recipe. Now, Linda can tell you, I love bananas. And I believe a banana should have all these beautiful brown spots over the top of it. And it just, when you grab it, it just kind of melts into your hands.
It's because he likes age spots. He's got a few of them to put up with.
Yes, that's exactly the reason. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel these bananas carefully. You don't really have to break these up. They're going to fall apart right inside of your blender.
They're practically falling apart already.
Yes, that's like Gary is. Huh?
He goes right along with us.
Get down there. 1 more to go.
One of the best things to do to keep your marriage together as long as we have is to laugh every day.
Laugh every day.
And laugh together.
Try to not eat each other's food. Okay,
Don't call each other too old.
Okay, and then this, you put the milk in. I'm gonna put in a little bit now and more later. You're gonna put in the sugar. Now, if you didn't like to use granulated sugar, maybe it's not your thing, you could use maple, agave nectar, all the other sugars, it would work. I heard that monk food doesn't always work because it has an off taste. Okay. Now this one is really different. It's the NINZA professional model. You've got to tie the 2 triangles together. Turn on the power. Okay, add the rest. Thanks, love. You could probably need to scrape down the sides. Add the rest of the milk. Scrape down the sides.
Yep, I've been handing him tools our whole married life.
Yes, dear, you have. Kitchen
Screwdrivers, all kinds of different tools.
And now it's kitchen tools. Okay. to tell you that you don't put in the flax meal to the very last minute. And did we set a timer? Here we
No,
are.
you did not.
That's right here. Oh, how much left is there on the timer?
9 minutes.
Okay, so right before we're ready to put in the flax meal, pulling out the crust out of the oven, we're going to put in the flax seed in as the last ingredient, and then we pour in the pie shell. We put it back into the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. 40 minutes? What do you think?
Longer than that. 10 minutes at a high heat, and then 40 minutes and check it to see if it's jelly in the
We'll
middle.
have to change the temperature. Oh, we'll have to turn off the stove and change the temperature. Okay, so we're going to do that. So we're going to let this...
Don't forget your spices.
Oh, no, we don't need those spices, do we? Okay,
We
so...
want pumpkin pie spices, they're yummy.
Okay, so we need to add... So like Linda reminded me, your pumpkin pie spice, and what we're going to do is we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons. Because we really like the pumpkin pie spice. Okay, then we're just going to mix it up again. I just checked this, and this is ready to go. You can see our... If you can start to make peaks, it's going to be fine. So we're going to put this together. Cover this up so we don't spill it. All right. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pull our shell out of the oven. We're going to need 2 of them to get this out. Not spilling the beans all over the floor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change our oven temperature from 350 to 450 to like get the pie started. Didn't take it long to go from 293 to 300, so it'll take a few minutes and then they'll tell us by the time that happens we should be ready. Now we're going to pull the beans off. Now we're going to add the last ingredient, which is the flaxseed.
How does the shell look?
What do you think? Ah, suck it hot.
I usually use the second to the bottom, but you can do
Well, we
what
can
you
just
want.
move it over to the second of the bottom. Suck this hot. Okay, you want to put that back in or what?
No,
Okay, that's fine. All right, so we had a little bit of an agreement that we needed to move the tray a little bit, so that's what we did. And now we're going to put in the flax egg. If you weren't vegan, you'd be putting in eggs in here
and evaporated milk.
and evaporated milk. But you're saving all those chickens. A little vegan humor. Alright, really quick on blenders. I'm using the NINZA because I broke my Black & Decker. Regardless, that's not really a big deal. This can work in any blender. You're not really blending anything hard. You can use a Vitamix if you have one. You can use like I had before, a Black & Decker blender. You can use the NINZA products. You can use any Hamilton Bay. A lot of companies make blenders. Right, honey?
Absolutely.
So, if it works in your budget, wonderful. If you don't have the budget for it, just use a standard blender. Everything that I stuck in here was basically malleable. All right.
I wonder how much much of it's gonna fit in the pie shell.
Well, just enough for us to put in custard pies.
Yum yum.
Okay, now, only with this one, you need to remove this little, the blades, because if you don't, it will fall in your pie shell and damage it. These blades are really sharp. You don't want to grab it with your hands. Just be careful. Okay, that looks good.
Nicely done.
Thank you. This tastes really, really good.
Did you taste it?
Yeah, just tasting my finger.
Well, that's tasty. I would thought it was a little more banana-y, but it's not.
I think that it just offshoots it. Okay, so let me get the other things that we did before.
Spray it with the olive oil so they don't stick again. Just a light spray.
All right, whenever we make a pie, we test the filling. And the last time it got over.
It expands a little bit.
This doesn't. Now we're going to stick the pie in the oven. Okay, so you just heard the alarm. So now we're going to open it up. Open the tray up. It'll make it easier. And then pull on the pie carefully. All right. And then put these ramekins in.
Get a lot down.
Yeah, I know. I'm messy. Yeah, you're not supposed to do what I just did. And then close it back up again. And for 15 minutes, it's gonna be this higher temperature. Set the timer. Okay, this recipe is not mine. It belongs to Natalie, let's see, of Feasting on Fruit. Now I changed some things on it because I'm allergic to coconut milk. I can't take the chance of turning into a monster. So I had to change it to hazelnut milk. And normally I don't use as much sugar in any of my recipes, no matter who makes it. I always reduce the sugar because we don't really want any really sweet pies. And this is plenty sweet, which is why we only use a 1/4 cup of sugar. Another thing too, she didn't use a binder. She just used the bananas and the pureed pumpkin and a few spices in her recipe. I added that because I'm thinking to myself, with all this liquid, we're really gonna need a little bit of a gel. So I decided to put in the flaxseed meal. So I'm really hoping it turns out, I know it's gonna be delicious. I read her recipe online and I said to myself, now that's the pie I wanna make. Right, honey?
Yes, and it's already tasting pretty good even though it's not cooked yet.
It's not even cooked and we like the filling. All right, so we're gonna see you in a little bit. We're gonna clean up this mess. Now, remember that this is the holidays. This is the time when you try this stuff out. This is when you really say, I'm gonna test this recipe on my friends. And when they say it's horrible, you can say, it was somebody's recipe. I'm just teasing. We'll see you in a few minutes. When you take your pie shell beans, these are nice and warm, you want to make sure that you put them back in the bag, but you don't want to close it up because you don't want any condensation. So just leave them open until the bag is totally cool, then put them away in your pantry. I started saying 15 minutes at a higher temperature. It's 10 minutes. And we are almost there, right, honey?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like 1 more minute. So then we're gonna turn off the oven, bring it down to 350, and it's gonna be in there for 40 minutes, right? Just don't forget to put your timer on, because it's real easy to walk away. We have so many electronics nowadays that we need to have the reminders. Okay, Linda and I are still picking up the kitchen, so we'll see you in a little bit. Well, first what we do, turn off this. That's the 40-minute. I'm going to take a look at it. Oh, it looks like a beautiful round color. All right, and it's steaming, but the top has cracked a little bit. All right, so let me bring you a closer view. So here it is right there. It's even more golden than you can see right now. So I'm gonna pull it out. I think at 40 minutes, it's just fine. Okay, put the mitts back on. Slowly take everything and put it on your countertop. I'm trying to figure out how to pick these up. Don't forget to turn off your oven. All right, so I'll bring you to a close-up. You can see now we're gonna let it cool for an hour. So this is what it looks like coming out of the oven. I was thinking that maybe if I put in the flaxseed, I wouldn't have had any of these rivers, these holes in the pumpkin. But you know what? It's gonna be great tasting just the way it is. We're gonna let this cool and we're gonna test the filling out. I just wanted to show you the pie after it's been in the refrigerator for 1 hour. And it cooled on the countertop for an hour. Now I did a little bit of separation, but this is normal for pumpkin pie, so I'm not really worried about it.
Conclusion. This is a very sweet pie. Remove 2 of the bananas and cut the sugar in half, again to 1/8 cups of granulated sugar. This pie takes over 4 hours to set, and it's a cold pie to be removed from the refrigerator when dessert is served. Please visit Natalie Feasting on Fruit as she has innovative vegan desserts, including an amazing vegan pumpkin creme brulee dessert.
And put in some parchment paper. Wait a minute, this is not parchment paper. What? Where's my list? Okay, we'll be right back.
I do believe it's a teaspoon she called for.
You do have to add your pie spice, because we're gonna kind of like give it a fast shot of heat to kind of when the to bake the pie, right?
To get the pie started.
Don't do that. You probably should get out the underneath here.
Yeah, you can put those in there.
All right. All this is olive oil. Really, a micro amount of olive oil. And you put it in. We could have gone away with getting it. Well, I guess I'm going to eat the rest of this stuff. All right. I hope you enjoyed watching this video with my wife and I, and we'll see you soon on our next pie video. Bye-bye now.
If you like what you see, subscribe. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up.